Nathan, back to real estate.
Yeah.
Man, the world has changed, right? Hedge funds are in, they're buying aggressively. Airbnbs are now a thing that people are jumping into. What have you seen, and what are some insights from an insider's perspective on how real estate has changed over the last decade since you've been in the game?
Man, there's so much that's changed. You and I have been actually literally in the same business, and I know we'll get to that later, but there's so much that's changed, whether it's, when I think about institutional money and the buyers that are coming into this space, I can't remember the exact number, but I was at an event called IMN, which it was the single family build to rent event, and they were talking about, roughly 50% of the apartments were institutionally owned, and at the time it was like 2-4% were owned by, single families were owned institutionally. So what a gap there is for that money once they finally figured out how to buy at scale. It really changes the game. That coupled with the Open Doors and Zillows of the world, who can literally scale at an unbelievable.
Well, I feel like they're attacking the market aggressively. I mean, it's not, any night you can go through without seeing an ad for OpenPad or OfferPad or Open Door. Or, even Keller offers, with Keller Williams now venture into it. How's that impacted you guys in business, and what do you see wholesalers, that you work with, reflecting on that? How's it impacting you like on a local level?
Well, it's interesting. So you mentioned wholesalers. I was going to say the second component of that was just how many more people are attracted to our space, but not necessarily operating with the same integrity or the 100%. Same business acumen or desire to operate with intention. So I think that, coupled with the other institutional buyers, has just really changed the whole dynamic. So just like you used to buy all the time at the courthouse steps, and you can't buy anything that's a good deal at the courthouse steps, and couple that with COVID, and having so many people, some of which certainly needed help, but many of which decided not to pay rent. So that was challenging too.
I know you've pivoted heavily into new construction. Talk a little bit about what your mindset was there, and how that, what was the attractiveness to new homes, and do you have that in your mind, a crystal ball to say, where or how that the new home construction is going to be impacted in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you and I have spent a lot of time talking about this and literally being in the same business, going after some of the same houses sometimes. So we spent an incredible amount of time solving questions around construction or renovation, specifically selling to a turnkey client. And what we realized was, kind of coming back to what the definition of success was for our business and for myself, was how can we simplify the operations while increasing our capacity, make more money, have more fun, do more cool stuff, and really do what I really love. And I kept coming back to the new construction, and so did our team. So, we looked at it, and from a profitability standpoint, we make more money building new construction, and it's certainly its own beast to solve, but you can replicate and build that same house. And so from a scale perspective and from a production perspective, we just liked it a lot. So that's one. And number two, that's on the sales side. So we build them and sell them, but we also have taken on building and holding as well. So we're doing both of those things and just focusing on new construction production and doing it well to sell and doing it well to keep.
Love it. So there's a legacy component of your business kind of built in.
Yes. And I think this is something you've done really well, is you built your rentals and you've been able to utilize that in whatever way you want. And we lost focus early on when we got into business, which we, as my business partner and I, so we were great at buying them, we were great at selling them, but we didn't do a great job of just consistently holding stuff back. And so now we're just making sure that we build that actually into the program, and it's part of the process, and we give it the focus it deserves.
Smart.